Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, and in this video I'll be giving you my Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action, as usual on the channel. Before we get stuck into tomorrow's selections, I just want to reflect on our selections today. It was a really good day for us today. We had a trio of winners. We had two winners at Chepstow with Winchbill winning very comfortably, and our other selection was no hiding place for Nicky Henderson and Nico de Boinville, which got up in the final strides for a photo finish, and that was a thrilling finish to be on there, so that was a nice selection to get up there. And we also tipped up the Tin Man at Windsor, which really showed its class today, winning on its seasonal reappearance. Did drift out to 7-4 with bookmakers in the end, so if you won that, say at the final SP, you would have been rubbing your hands together with a nice little bit of profit for such a quality horse. And then our other selection ran at Carlisle, and it nearly won actually, to be fair to it. It was a horse called Aloysius Lilius, and yeah, it ran a really good race. We tipped it up at 10-1 bookmakers last night, and I backed it each way, and it gave me a really good run for my money. Was in stall one, went to the front early and was making most of the running, was staying on really well, but in the end just lost it in the final strides, and that would have made it a full house if that selection had come in for us. So it was a really good day for us today, and hopefully we can continue that good form going into tomorrow. And for our first selection tomorrow, we go to Chepstow in Wales, and it's in the 3:45 for the selection, and we're going with a horse here called Prestbury Park. Round about 10-3 with bookmakers at the moment, trained by Mark Johnston, who showed we're in really good form at the moment. They're hitting around about 22% win rate at the moment in the last couple of weeks, so they're going well. Frankie Norton, a good experienced jockey, booked for the ride. This horse has been running on the all-weather in the Windsor, and it hasn't really made an impact running in those races, but the switch to turf tomorrow would definitely encourage it to be going very well, because it's got a really good turf record. It's 2 wins from 5 on the turf, so it obviously knows how to win on the turf, operating at a 40% strike rate. Also as well, like the conditions tomorrow, won as a 2-year-old on good to firm ground at Haydock last season, so it should go well. It's going to be dropping in class tomorrow, and I thought it was the one you had to be with to kick us off tomorrow, and I could definitely see it making a winning start. So that's going to be the selection there. We then go to the evening action for the next selections, and the next selection's in the 7:10 at Huntingdon with a horse called Mellow Ben. Round about 7-2 bookmakers at the moment, trained by Hampshire trainer Chris Gordon, that I've got some close links to, and he spoke really highly of a jockey called Harry Reid, who's a conditional jockey taking £5 off tomorrow. They linked up really well together last season. Chris Gordon had one of his best ever seasons, and Harry rode quite a few winners for him, and he's booked for the ride tomorrow, taking, like I said, that £5 off. Now this horse, Mellow Ben, finished second at Plumpton last time in a really good race behind a horse of Nicky Henderson's called Brave Eagle, and that's been a pretty reliable servant for him in recent times. So that was a really good performance that day, and this race is weaker tomorrow on paper, and I thought the prices at 7-2, with Chris Gordon as well, been in really good form over the last few months. His horse should really have a really good chance tomorrow, and I thought 7-2, that wasn't a bad selection there, so hopefully it can go well. The next selection then sees us go to the other jumps fixture tomorrow up in the north in the evening at Hexham in the 7:30 with a horse called Next Level, round about 6-1 with bookmakers at the moment, trained by Jamie Snowden, and Daryl Jacob tomorrow is booked for the ride, and it's his only ride on the card at Hexham tomorrow, so he's obviously going a long way just for the one ride. And also as well, so is Jamie Snowden going up there, because he's based down in Lambourne in Berkshire, where a lot of horse trainers are based, and he wouldn't really send this horse all the way up north unless he thought it had a really serious chance of winning, because for a small stables, taking a horse all the way up to Hexham and back, unless you win the race, you're not going to cover your costs. So really, you've got to think it's got a good chance tomorrow, and they must be confident about sending all the way up to Hexham with this horse. And also as well, it's going to be making its chase and stable debut tomorrow, so you've got to think it's got a good chance. And I thought 6-1 with bookmakers, he wasn't a bad bet, and I thought he was a really interesting contender in this race. That's going to be my selection in the 7:30 at Hexham. Then go to the 8:10 at Huntingdon for our last selection with a horse called Frankie Rapper. Around about 15-8, best odds with bookmakers at the moment. Trained by the brothers, which is Dan Skelton, the trainer, and the jockey Harry Skelton, taking the ride tomorrow. Both have started this new jump season season in really good form. They've hit the ground running. This horse won on its handicap debut at Worcester last time out. Been raised £5 for that victory, but you like to think there's a lot more to come in this horse, and I thought still, being only 5 years old, it had that improvement still, and it's with the right stable, and especially with them being in red hot form at the moment, so I could see it going really well. And also as well, they've got a really good record at Huntingdon. It's one of their hotbeds of winners, so really you've got to think it's going to go really well tomorrow. So they're the selections for tomorrow's horse racing action. Let us know what you're going to be backing tomorrow, what horses you're following. Also as well, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here at Lucky15. You can also check me out on Twitter as well under the same name. That's all I've got to say. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.